Welcome to my channel. This is the Jessica Brima channel, and I'm Evangelist Jess Brima. I'm happy you're here today, and I want to speak to somebody. There's somebody that needs to hear what I have to say today. It might not be you, but you can pass on the information so that it will get to the person that is supposed to hear it. Or you feel I'm talking to you. I want you to know I come in peace. I come in good faith. I come out of a heart of love and concern for you and for humanity. There's a lady on social media, an Igbo lady that goes by the name Blessing CEO. As usual, I came late to the party. I didn't know anything about her until I saw a video of a young lady that was being harassed for posing on social media with another person's house and claiming the house was hers. And when I watched the video, I was wondering, why would any human being in this day of globalization, in this day that the world has become like one small village, you go on social media to post a photograph of you beside a house and you claim that the house is yours? Who does that? Who does that? Except you're trying to do an April Fool, except you're trying to crack a joke, except you're trying to do a skit like Untouchable. What would make you go and stand beside somebody's house and pose that the house is yours and then get arrested and embarrassed by the person? So that's the first time I got to know about this lady. I didn't even know that. They call her relationship expert, and a lot of people her age group on social media know so much about her. I didn't, but I was a bit disappointed that somebody could go and use somebody's house to pose and say, this is my house, and post it on social media and eventually get busted and embarrassed and disgraced, excuse me, publicly using the police. I thought that was in bad taste, but I just moved on. You know, these days you see all sorts on social media. Then lately, sometime last year, I saw the same lady posing almost half naked, that she was doing butt implants and all manner of plastic surgery, you know, and she was showing people how the process. And, you know, at some point she was so scantily dressed, she left nothing to the imagination. And I was worried, and I said, okay, I see she's making a lot of money from social media. She's doing well. She probably thinks, as they say in Nigeria, that she had arrived. But is that why she should throw all morality to the wind? Is that why there's no moderation at all? That got me a bit worried. But, you know, these days people do whatever they like. Most young people, you know, want to be a Kim Kardashian and all that. I understand the peer pressure. I understand that thing about trying to be like the Joneses. I get it. I get it very well, because a teacher was once a scholar. So I don't really jump in to condemn, to caution and all that. I just feel in your heart, you know what is right and what is wrong. You know, people know. But when flesh is stronger than your desire to do right, when you don't really have the Spirit of God guiding you and leading you, then you just do whatever feels good to you. That's you just beef. You know, it's the flesh that is in control. Your emotions are in control. That's why we have people who teach you how to manage your emotions. We have people who teach about having a good self-esteem. And you have evangelists like me who tell you about the fact that without Jesus Christ in your life, you're just at the mercy of whatever the devil throws at you, whatever the devil throws into your mind, into your thoughts. The devil can just tell you, why don't you just feel cool and go out half naked? You just do it. You become a victim of demonic manipulations. Whatever the enemy tells you or whispers into your ears and it feels good to you, you do it because there is no restraining power of the Holy Spirit in you. Because there's no fear of God in you. You just do whatever you like. So I just decided that if this is how the lady wants to live her life, most of the time I stay in my corner and pray. I pray for people because I know that everyone can change. Everyone is a candidate of heaven. Jesus died for the sinner, not for the righteous. So there's no need condemning people, but you can condemn their sin. And that's what I try to do. And that's what I'm trying to do today on this program. This same Blessing CEO went on social media some time ago. I forget the exact time, but it was the period when a lady set herself ablaze. Somebody's wife set herself ablaze because she couldn't handle the treatment or mistreatment she was getting from her husband. She was so emotionally manipulated and abused that she felt the only thing to do was to end her life, and she set herself ablaze. She poured petrol on her body, she poured fuel on her body, set herself, and her husband watched her burn to death. I wasn't so shocked about what the lady did as I was about the fact that her husband watched her burn to death without helping her, without rescuing her, without saying to himself, "Oh my world, my wife has lost it. Let me do something." He wasn't moved. So you can imagine the amount of abuse, emotional abuse this woman went through in the hands of such a cold man who would watch his wife burn. That hit me. That hit me badly. I felt really bad. So this IVD man, at the time the event happened, a lot of people took their time to abuse him and say, "Oh, IVD, why would you do this to your wife? Why would you allow this happen to your wife?" and all that. And then this Blessing CEO came out, ranting and raving, abusing the lady, and saying she has always wanted to die. She has always wanted to die. It wasn't the husband's fault. She just went on abusing and abusing and abusing this dead woman, this woman that died in a very violent manner. I felt so bad. I felt really pained. We say don't say ill of the dead. Don't talk ill of the dead. But how about a woman that died in such a painful circumstance? You had the effrontery to come out. The Blessing CEO had the effrontery to come on the media to say, "Oh, Bimbo has always wanted to die. Bimbo has always wanted to die. It's not IVD's fault." I said, "Oh no, this is not good. This Blessing CEO, she needs mentorship. She needs somebody to guide her. No matter the amount of money she has made through social media, through speaking to people, she says she's relationship therapy. No matter the amount of money, it doesn't give you the right to make a career out of abusing and hurting people. Hurting people at their most vulnerable time. You're hurting them. Why would you say you're a relationship expert and you don't care about people's feelings? You cannot show empathy to the grieving relations of this dead woman, the sisters, the brothers, the children, the cousins, the extended family. No matter how much you may have hated the woman, why would you do this to people who are grieving? Allow them to mourn such a painful death of their loved ones. And now, guess what? The story is coming out that the Blessing CEO is dating IVD, the husband of this late Bimbo, of the lady that set herself ablaze. The lady she was abusing, defending the husband. So she was defending the husband. She was abusing this lady not out of objectivity, but out of subjectivity, out of the fact that she had an eye on her husband. But why didn't she remain quiet? Why didn't she keep quiet about it? Why would she flaunt it? And she was celebrating the fact that, oh, that the guy had tattooed her name on his body. Yes, he may tattoo your name on his body. He can go to the moon and come back just to have you, if only for the emotional rebound. If only for somebody he can use to satisfy himself now that his wife is gone. Satisfy his flesh and his ego. Must you flaunt it? Must you flaunt it to everyone that, wow, this IVD is so in love with me, he tattooed my name on his body? He will do anything for you. But are you so emotionally hungry? Are you so desperate for validation that the only man you could get at this time, Blessing CEO, is IVD, the man that you just finished abusing his wife for killing herself? Don't you know that for any man to watch his wife set herself ablaze and die, there's something wrong with that man? That something is obviously wrong with that man, and it's not somebody you should jump into a relationship with so fast. Not so fast. Not so fast. Yes, you may have known him before then, before the death of his wife, but you never lived with him. You were not a wife. You were not a lover to him. You only know people when you're so close to them. When you live with them, that's when you know them. Not when you're outside looking in. No, you never know people that way. You know people very well when you live with them. When you're courting in a relationship, you're dating somebody, the only way you can know that person is through the way they treat others. How do they treat other people? And then if God reveals to you who this person is, that's how you can say, I know this person well. Not when you're clouded. Your judgment is clouded by the fact that you have feelings for this guy. Your affection is so hot for him. Your hormones are doing a number on you. Your estrogen is bubbling because you think, oh, he likes you, he loves you. But is that why you should make a career out of flaunting it now on social media and coming out to tell people? I was shocked, Blessing CEO, the day you came out to say you don't care what people say about you, that in fact you apparently insinuated that you don't have any shame. You said, after all, I'm the woman you shamed because I posed in front of somebody's house and claimed the house is mine. Remember how you dragged me? So you can't drag me anymore. I've had enough of it. So your sense of shame, decency, and morality are all gone. Is that what you're saying? What example are you giving to younger people? What example are you giving to your children? You have children from your broken marriage. What example are you giving to your children? Blessing CEO. I don't know, my sister. I don't know. I'm not saying it's wrong for you to fall in love with IVD that watched his wife burn herself to death. It's your life. But what I'm saying is, please, don't throw caution to the wind. Some things are sacred. Some things are never done or never said. Don't go on boasting that you don't care what anybody thinks about your relationship with IVD. Take it out on social media. Hide it, please. Please, in as much as I don't support it, it's your life, it's not mine. But please, if you must date this guy, or if for now, that he's grieving the loss of his wife, that even if he's not grieving, his conscience will tell him that he had a role to play in the woman's death. Now that the relations are grieving, my dear sister, please don't do it. Don't do it again. Don't do it. Don't continue doing it and fighting with everybody on social media, telling them to go to blazes. No, it's never done. It's never done. I remember a story of a woman that was very popular when I was in the media. I think when I worked in Champion newspapers, the woman was so well known because she was in charge of the corporate affairs of a big multinational. When I moved to Concord and, I eventually left Concord to start my own media company, the woman was waxing so strong then. I think it was when I was running my media company that she was now relieved of her post from that multinational company. But when she was there, she was the toast of the media. And then a scandal broke out that she was dating another woman's husband. The woman cried out in one of the tabloids at that time and said, please let this woman leave my husband alone. My husband is my husband. She should leave my husband for me. The woman cried out and, it just died down. The woman couldn't be bothered. She was flaunting the man at all parties in the media. I remember that time. She told me so much about the man. She said, you don't know him? I said, no, I don't know him, because I got speaking with her. I think it was in her house. She said, you don't know so guy, my man? I said, no. He said, wow, he is a wonder to experience, or something like that. It was a wonder to, speaking about him in glowing terms, a man that left his wife and he's living with you now in your house, and you're so happy to celebrate him all over the media everywhere. And guess what? They had a very loud traditional marriage. Yes, the man married her. Very loud traditional marriage. The who in Nigeria attended. The creme de la creme. The shishi poo-poos attended the traditional marriage. It was all over the press, everywhere. And then what happened? Eventually, I'm not gloating. I'm not gloating at all. I'm not trying to gloat. Get me right. I'm trying to say that in life is deep. Blessing CEO, life is deep. If you think you've seen this part, you haven't seen this part. You can't get to the depth of it. You can't. So just chill, because there's so many things you don't know. Nobody knows tomorrow. Nobody knows tomorrow. Then she continued with the man, and then many years later, when I had now embraced full-time ministry, I had, shut down my media company, and I had embraced full-time ministry after the Lord called me into ministry. I read in the papers that that woman was very ill with a terminal illness. She was in Louth and all that. I made up my mind I was going to visit her, at least to pray with her. I was now a minister of God, so I visited her, I prayed with her. And guess what? She was lamenting that the husband she married in with pomp and pageantry had now left her for a younger woman in Abuja. And guess the interesting part of the story, she said the woman's mother is very fetish, that they have used juju to grab the man. They use fetish means to steal the man from her, to steal her husband. And I was looking at her and say, wow, what goes around comes around, Do unto people as you will have them do unto you. We never know tomorrow. I'll just leave it there for now. This is the Jessica Brima channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Click the subscribe button and share the video with your friends and enemies. God bless.